also will be hungry. So the crazy idea existed that we were looking out outside of our window and we see a beautiful mountain every morning. And we thought, well, how cool would it be to climb up that mountain just starting from sea level next to our ship?
Tunnel here, so we have to go through this tunnel. So we'll go through this tunnel and then we'll be on the other side of this tunnel.
That's what we're gonna do all the way up to the Teide from our beautiful white boat. Blood is starting to pump now.
Sounds like walking from the ship to the summit.
Eric was very keen to join. Yeah, I was just looking out of the window when sitting in the dining room, or looking out of the window when or on top of the ship in the evening, and you would see the sun go down. And every time when the clouds would be out of the way, you could see the Teide at the top of the mountain. And one of these days I just had a thought and looked up at that mountain and felt like, oh, how cool would it be to just grab your backpack, put it on your back and start walking until you're there, all the way on the top. And so whenever you will ever look at it once again, you will have that feeling like, oh, I just walked over there. And that was mesmerizing, and that's why we did it. Because this island, Tenerife, has many different faces. And you see almost all of them. So you can even go from sea level to obviously, and then to the more like dry cactus area into the pine tree area, and then there's some hidden rock formations here and there, and then you get into the crater that the island has, and then eventually the volcano. So all of that in one hike is pretty spectacular. We're at 2,000 meters now, so we feel the altitude and we feel the fatigue in the muscles. But persevering.
Suffering.
Suffering. Not a word for
glory.
That is again a big tree.
Nature is this big void where, just like silence, it accepts you no matter what circumstances you are in. So it doesn't judge you, it doesn't weigh you, it doesn't scale you. It just more or less absorbs you in its own ecosystem. So if you come from a heavy, dense, populated place with a lot of people who do weigh, opinionate and judge you, even yourself, then that can be a healing place to be in nature. Because it isn't there, it's kind of the safe place to be.
How are you doing?
I've turned mine off. I've got this one. I'm great. I've got a scrape on my leg that reminds me I've done a hard day's work. I've got my Batis alla Bolognese. Breathing like kings in here. It's great.
Yes.
How are you, Gerrit?
Like a good Dutchman. Enjoying the fromage and the hot cuisine here. Have a look.
Yeah, so what's going on in here?
What's going on in the pot? Well, we'll find out. But it's delicious pasta.
With this one still.
Aha, yeah.
It's more.
That's the topping.
Yeah.
Together
Yes,
with the
topping.
crunchy onions.
Yeah, it's the topping.
Ooh.
Oh, praise the Lord. This is incredible.
Hallelujah.
What did I do in the Alps? Crackers?
For 4 months.
Yeah, we ate crackers for 4 months. We're doing the Spanish way now.
I have to admit, this is a little bit more haute cuisine.
Bon appetit!
6 o'clock. Good morning, guys. You saved all your water for this breakfast.
I did. I've got a little bit left to drink, and then after that we will need some more water. Since the night. Thank you God for another day.
Need a water? Here we are.
Tastes great.
So what happened?
So we hit this 2 weeks ago as a cache with water, and mice has eaten right through it and emptied the bag of peanuts. They were hungry, and half the cookies. So
Cookies not so popular.
they think they were full. Our almonds are well,
Not so
we have
big.
some. That's the most important. Here he comes. Here he comes. Tricks! Look at that! Look at right through his tricks. Their stomach must be silver now.
Wow, this is hilarious. We do have some left. Let me see if it is like edible still. Meaning we both have the twigs left. So they ate 3 out of 5. That's hilarious.
Thanks for the adventure.
Bye, Joff.
Another break. They do breaks.
Every 200 meters we take a break. 205 meters.
Drink some, eat some, get some new energy in your body. This is where we're at.
Yeah.
Another 500 meters. Altitude meters. Yes. There's quite some wind going on, by the way. That's definitely a handicap for this.
Ship in the back. This is it.
Second day where we actually tried to summit, I think that was hard in the sense that it was just blazing sun and wind, and yeah, you really had to just plow step by step to get to the top, and then we ran back down, which eventually we finished off with just being in time, like 5 minutes being in time for the restaurant to close. We would get a Twister ice cream, which is one of my favorites. I must say I've never eaten a Twister as good as that day. That was a cool, memorable moment.
So we have the last twisters. That's the story.
That's the story. We
got
got
the
the
last
last
exhausted.
twisters just before closing time.
Ah. We arrived at the place where we wanna do a bivouac.
Sitting down, eating our dinner, watching the stars.
We're ready.
Let's go!
when I think of hiking such a thing as Ship to Summit, it sparks this idea of adventure, of doing something out of the ordinary, to push my limits, and to be in the outdoor, to camp outdoor, to make my own foods outdoor. That just brings me back to the basics of life. What is it about? And I think to uncomplicate life is very important nowadays with all the things that are going on in our world. More often than sometimes, it is good to make things easy, uncomplex, simple. Being in nature allows that. The trees, the nature, the earth, the water, all the elements, they just carry on. They do not know of the drama in the world. It allows you to calm your mind and allow what is to be.